You are listening to an exclusive on Pod Hub Network. Your city, your podcast.
To the delight of this crowd, McClendon marches down the dugout steps with first base.
McCutcheon's throw. The runner breaks to the plate. Here's the throw. Wow. He is out. The Buccos win. That ball's hit well to left center field. Back toward the track. And that ball is gone.
You are listening to the North Shore 9 podcast. Follow them on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Also, make sure to watch NS9 Live every Thursday on Twitch and help support by becoming a patron. Let's go Bucks!
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to NS9 Live. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we have Tyler. We have Jim. We have a win tonight, a dub. What's up, everyone?
It's late.
Tyler, wake up.
Dude, we are
I'm
so far
surprised.
past my bedtime.
I'm surprised Tyler's here and that he appears to be sober.
I am.
Yes.
And I've drank
Yeah.
pretty much all day.
Yeah, that's impressive.
I haven't drank pretty much all day.
I said I have drank pretty much all day.
Oh, okay.
Started with a couple at lunch and then just led into the night. And cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. Pirates win 8-2 tonight. Come in the clutch. Just looking good all around. That offense was there. It was
Here
a
we
good
go.
game, guys. And it's not even midnight yet.
I thought he was going to talk about the pitching.
No, not yet. We'll get there.
Yeah, no, it was a great all-around game. The top three in the order just were excellent
Good.
tonight. They were excellent.
There are three good baseball players, and then the rest of the lineup is dog shit. But there are three guys in that lineup that will make me tune in every night.
But they
I mean,
really are.
between them, let's see, 8 for 12, 6 runs scored, 5 runs batted in, and 3 walks. So the top 3 batters got on base 11 times today.
Like, that's just ridiculous. And
That's
that was
risky for
weird,
8
too.
runs.
Yeah.
Someone
That's how you're
tweeted on
gonna-
the broadcast I saw about the
Mhm.
like, is there a better top 3 in baseball? And when you really think about it, like, that's a really valid point. I know Brian Hayes was out for like most of the season, right? But like, when you think about it, Reynolds right now is 8th in WRC plus. Frazier is ranked 22nd. If Cabrine was qualified, he would be sitting there at 15.
Yeah, it's like we talked about this like a month ago when Hayes came back.
But it's not even as if it's like a
Yeah.
good, like, it's not a passable. It's not like it's just a good top 3.
No,
Like, this could legit be the best top 3 in baseball at this point in time. And we're talking about the Pittsburgh Pirates lineup.
They're
Which is-
probably second. I would say second or third best.
To the Blue Jays,
I think
maybe?
yeah, Semyon, Bichette, Guerrero.
Yeah,
I think
that's pretty tough to beat.
that's
But
pretty good.
Who's the Dodgers' top 3?
But I mean, I don't think the Dodgers are there. Dodgers with Mookie,
No.
Muncy, and Taylor. I mean, they're kind of right up there. The Reds are up there too with India, Winker, Castellanos.
Who's the Padres' top 3 in their lineup? I don't actually know who hits leadoff for.
Grisham, Cronenworth, Tatis. That's a pretty good one too.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you throw Machado in there, it's different.
here's my point to that. You guys hear the names you are saying.
Oh yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
understand the names that we're mentioning right now. And it is arguably right in there with those guys. This is your 2021 Pirates, which is the offense is terrible. The offense, well, I'm not gonna say terrible, but I mean it's like a notch
good.
above terrible as a unit. It's a very, very bad offense. And we're talking about the top 3 and arguing amongst the Tatises and the Vlad Juniors, and the Mookie Betts of the lineups. That really speaks and says something for these 3. I know Adam Frazier's playing out of his mind right now.
Yeah.
But holy
And
hell.
Adam Frazier against lefty. I know they talked about it a lot tonight, but man, he sees the ball so well.
Yeah, I mean Reynolds and Reynolds too. I mean Reynolds mashed tonight. He's now him, Guerrero, and Winker are the only hitters in baseball with a 300, 400, 500 line.
Right.
So I mean, like, it's insane what those top three guys are doing. And then the slumping Brian Hayes, right? 2 for 4 with a walk. He's got, he's his weighted runs created plus is up to around 140. He's got on base 376, 486 slugging. Hayes is almost to that 300, 400, 500 even.
There were a lot of cheapies in there today too, though.
He had one cheapie, but he also had some outs that were hit hard.
Reynolds had a cheapie.
Yeah, he did.
But I mean,
Hey, it's gonna happen.
yeah, it is.
I mean,
But I mean,
Reynolds also hit one over the bullpen that was not cheap either.
correct. I mean, when you're, like Greg said, when you're hot, you're hot.
Yeah.
I mean, when you put the ball in play like that and put it in the ball in play hard for the most part, you're gonna get a few cheapies.
this is what it is. They're hot right now.
Yeah.
They're all hot right now. So I don't know. I mean, Reynolds, obviously, he's just been raking. He's so good. And I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Like, there's been a lot of people going to the Kutch trade right now, the tweets, calling people out. Tyler, calling people out. Tyler.
I ain't calling anybody out.
Hey, you called yourself out. I'll give
Listen,
you credit.
all I said was he was 23 in high A ball. I wasn't that interested in him.
No, I get it. I absolutely get it.
I did not trash him
Man.
like
So,
everyone else.
I guess I won't go too deep into Reynolds because we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and ugly, of course. Do we want to get right into that segment right now?
The one thing I do want to say about Reynolds real quick, at this point, I just want to know, what do you think your fair market value is? And here's your check for that.
Yeah, I know.
What do you want?
So this kind of goes in a little bit we talked about in Starbucks. Like, fair market value isn't going to be what the trade would be if it happens. Like, it would have to be a clear overpay. But what is
No, I'm
fair?
talking about extension.
Oh.
Yeah, he's talking about extending him.
What do you think you're worth in the open market? Here, take it.
God, Tyler.
So there's a lot of nuances to that, though, because I mean, he's still arbitration eligible for 4 more years.
I don't care.
That's going to limit that limits his earning potential.
Don't care. Take it.
Well, what do you mean by that?
What do you think
You're not going to pay?
No,
you're not going to pay Brian Reynolds $23 million next year when he would make $4 million in arbitration. That's just stupid.
Okay, if you hit free agency right now, what are you worth? All right, here's a 7-year deal worth that.
Why would you do that?
Do you see him play?
No, but like what I'm saying is he's not a free agent. Why would you pay him like a free agent when he's not a free agent? That's just being
Have you
stupid.
seen him play?
Yeah, I have. But do you know how baseball works?
Yes, I do. And you're the one that wanted to give Andrew McCutchen a lifetime contract.
after his arbitration years.
I don't care. And it was after he was good.
I mean, I may have missed it, Tyler. What was the amount that you said?
I don't know, whatever 7 years, whatever he thinks his market value is.
Oh.
Have it.
I mean, a 7-year deal
his market
to me makes
value
sense.
right now. Yeah, I think a 7-year deal makes a lot of sense. But like, you don't give him $140 million.
Yeah,
You give
140
him, like,
seems too much.
Yeah, you give
Yeah,
him, like,
I don't think that's fair market value for him.
But
how is it not?
are you talking fair market like if he were a free agent or free like
What does
If
he
Brian
think he's
Reynolds-
worth?
If Brian Reynolds were a free agent right now at age 26, he's getting like a 10-year, $250 million deal.
I think that's a little extreme. I think that's a little prisoner of the moment.
The season, I mean, it might not
Yeah.
be too extreme.
I know.
Yeah,
Seriously,
but
he's about to put up like a 6-win season.
that might be a little prisoner of the moment, but
Okay, so if we're
I
just
don't care right
spitballing
now.
here,
Just give him money.
7 years, 100 million.
Sure. Sell my money. But I also think that's
I mean, you
Not
figure if
bad.
he's,
Probably still a little high, but I mean, if you're him, you're taking that deal. That's because that still seems high. You got to think his 4 arbitration years, you're probably looking at a total of $30 million.
so, and then you figure 3 years of free agency
15.
you're taking. Is it 15? You're already talking about 10 years, 250 million.
Well,
Is he a
this
Super
4
2
years
guy?
From now, he's a Super 2 guy. Yeah.
So, okay, so we're at 15 a year even. That's 45, so that's 70. See, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think like a 7-year, $80 million deal, that's pretty fair.
Yeah, sure. Take it.
I don't
Have it.
know.
Sign it, please.
I don't know.
I mean, it's
See, because
guaranteed.
I feel like that's
$80 million
part of the
guaranteed.
well, like the Brian Reynolds conundrum is if you're going to give me an extension, you better make it worthwhile because I'm losing a lot of free agent years. I'm going in there late where I might not get that big contract. So it's like that's why there's more incentive to like you got to pay me
$80 million is still a lot of money. Like,
I get
if
it.
you sign an $80 million deal, like you don't have to do that. You and your children and your children's children and your children's children's children.
Okay, listen, I
literally
don't care
have to work
about.
ever again.
I don't need to hear the Acuna
I mean-
speech. All right, I don't need to hear what he was told when we signed that contract because it's going to turn out big L for him.
Yes, but like if Brian Reynolds takes that, I'm okay with it.
Well, yeah, I'm okay with it, but like he's going to be 30.
Still a lot.
And like I feel like at age 30 going to free agency is a big difference in being age 33 going to free agency.
But there's also a difference between already having made $80 million. Like it's all guaranteed.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I mean, you're probably gonna have.
Yeah,
to,
I mean, it's going to depend on just
the Brian
how
Hayes
he
effect.
thinks.
It's
right?
the Brian Hayes effect.
Yeah.
You know, like it's in
depends
it
on-
for them to extend them so they have them here for a longer period of time. But you might have to, in theory, use the word. We have to overpay to keep him because he wants to hit free agency. He wants to get that big ass contract. The 80 million's okay to start quoting Justin Timberlake in social media. Right, $1 million's not cool. You know what's cool? $1 billion. Right, like 80 million's nice, but you know what's cooler? 100 million, 120 million. I mean, if you hit free agency at 30, you have the potential of having a 5-year, 4-year, 5-year deal. You could get a 4-year, $100 million deal, 5-year, $100 million deal at that point in time.
You can, but
You
I think those
could.
contracts are starting to fall off. They're just,
I don't know. Call
they're
up the
not-
San Francisco Giants. They'll sign you.
I'm with
But
Tyler.
way-
I mean, they're
the way
starting to
baseball
fall
has
off.
changed, man.
They're starting to fall off, and like the fact that you could already just like say, all right, you know what, I've got $80 million coming to me. That's, again, it all depends on how he thinks, right? It takes two to tango. I mean, he
It
has
does.
to be open and willing to do this. I feel like that's pretty. I think 7 years, $80 million is pretty fair on both sides. You know, that's a lot of money. That'd be the largest contract I think any Pirates ever signed.
Well,
And
Both
and that's-
annual value and probably total.
Yeah, and again, like $80 million. Yeah, I know you want maybe to capitalize and you could hit free agency early and you could get like 100 million, but what if you don't? Like, what if? There's a lot of what ifs here, and the
Yeah.
80 million would be pretty tough to just pass.
Especially when you're talking about a Super 2 guy that work on 4 arbitration years. But
so
you
then
also got to look
let's
at.
meet in the middle
I
at
mean,
790.
But then you also got to throw in the new CBA. Like, there's a lot of things that could happen.
True. I mean, we
And
might not
that's
even
the
have a
agents-
season next
yeah.
year.
That's the agent's job to figure out. So
True.
sorry to sidetrack.
I don't. Bucko Mike just keeps messaging saying there's a special. Wait, hold up.
I don't know what Bucko Mike's doing.
Oh my god. Bucko Mike just left
What?
a message on our number.
What a guy.
I wish. Oh man, you should give me a heads up, Bucko Mike. I would have had this connected somehow, and we would have played it on the show.
Just throw it on speaker.
Bucko Mike making his NS9 live appearance.
There you go.
Not really. This doesn't count, Bucko Mike. You got to get on the show. Anyways, back to Reynolds. Tyler, I think you were speaking.
No, I was just apologizing for taking us off on a tangent about Reynolds again. for probably the 8th week in a row that we've done this.
Oh, there's going to be 18 more weeks left of this until we hit the off season, and we're talking about no baseball in 2022.
Well, I mean, listen, in like what, 2 weeks, it's just going to be draft. Who cares?
That's a good point. And then it's going to be trade. So
that will reel back in the Reynolds stock.
Do we want to get into the good, bad, the ugly then?
Works for me.
Let's do it.
Time for the good, the bad,
Right.
the ugly.
All right. I don't know who wants to start tonight.
You know what? I'll just jump. I'll just jump off the back here because we all know. If you know me, you know what my good is.
Over there, you know?
Like, this is easy. Anybody that knows me know what my good should be. The Pittsburgh Pirates won 2 games against a Cleveland team, which means they won a series against a Cleveland team. The one city that I say, if I die in a nuclear bomb because it hits Cleveland, it's okay with me. So anytime you beat Cleveland, I'm cool with it. And it should have been a sweep well, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
That's just the easiest good of all time. I knew that on Saturday night.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I mean, it was a Cleveland team. It's the AL Central, which is terrible, but still, it's a Cleveland team. We know how much you hate Cleveland. Pirates did their thing, showed them up.
Watching all their stupid fucking fans whine on Twitter and on Facebook. Oh, it brought me so much joy. Oh, well, all of our pitchers are out. Yeah, well, our team's dog shit. You got beat by a bunch of guys that nobody knows.
Right.
I had it. My cousin sat here earlier and called Kai Tom Tabay Kai or something like that. Nobody knows who the hell's on this team.
I mean, sounds about right. What about you, Jim? What's your good?
I saw a tweet this morning. Someone put out a list of minor leaguers aged 20 and under who are hitting really well, right? So we ranked them by weighted runs created plus, 20 and under in the minor leagues. There are 3 Pittsburgh Pirates in the top 20 in all of minor league baseball for 20-year-olds and younger in weighted runs created plus. So number 20, Jason Bowen, who's someone who I believe we have never spoken his name on this entire show. He was
never heard the name.
Round pick in 2019. Number 20 in minor league baseball and in weighted runs created plus for 20-year-olds. So that's kind of interesting. We'll have to just kind of keep an eye on him and see if that's like a real thing. But he's on there. Number 18 is Hudson Head, or is what you guys like to call him sometimes, Hunter Head. But Hudson Head said Hudson Head sitting at a 131 weighted runs created plus for the Bradenton Marauders. 20 years old. He's got a 22% walk rate. 22% walk rate.
How about that K rate?
The K rate, let's not talk about that right now.
All right, let's not.
409, 40. We're talking about good here, DiNardo. 409 on base percentage. Again, 18th best hitter in minor league baseball when it comes to players under the age of 20. And then coming in at 15th on the list, the other 2019 first round pick, not Quinn Priester, but Sammy Siani. Sammy Siani, again, great walk rate, 20.4%. Lower strikeout rate than Head, 22%. 389 on base percentage, 464 slugging. He's got a 132 weighted runs created plus for the Marauders. So a couple young guys who are doing pretty well compared to their peers. Nice to see, especially Head and Siani. I think those were 2 guys that we kind of had an eye on this year to see how they were going to do, and they are doing well.
For sure. By the way, Ethan, somehow with the memory, Ethan pulls out here and says, which I remember that show, he goes, when you did the show drafting football players for the Pirates, Bowen was mentioned. So there was a mention, and shout out to Ethan for remembering that.
That's a big memory there.
Must not have paid any attention to that.
Ethan can remember when Jace Bowen was mentioned, but he doesn't know how to post pictures the right way on Twitter.
All right, I think Bucko Mike's calling me again. Stop it. We'll have a call-in show later for you. All right, so my good, which first off, I want to be a little obscure here because I just assumed like the Frazier and the Reynolds were so easy. Like, when are you going to pick them? But I got to just say this. Like, I got to go with my guy. Chad Kuhl is my good. Chad Kuhl comes back from the IL. Didn't look too pretty coming back, but Chad Kuhl has been doing something, guys. Chad Kuhl has been nixing the sinker. Now, not all together. It's still in there a little bit. But he's throwing the four-seamer now, and he's throwing it much more. Tonight, he threw it 27 times. He threw his slider 46 times. The start before, he started throwing his four-seamer much more. So in his last two starts, while throwing the four-seamer, 12 innings, which, by the way, guys, that means he went 6 innings, back-to-back starts, right? There's a Pirate starter who went 6 innings twice in a row, and it was Chad Kuhl. And he's only given up 2 earned runs in those 2 starts as well. Something to look out for. Now, I'm not deeming Chad Kuhl good, Chad Kuhl ace, because I've already written off Chad Kuhl. He's pissed me off too much earlier this year. But now with him incorporating the four-seamer, which is something I've been asking for since the offseason in spring training, as Jim pointed out, I was too afraid to ask Mackey about. Why do you keep throwing that sinker? Now he's finally throwing the four-seamer, and we're getting results. So something to keep an eye out for.
The sad part is the four-seamer's like probably the worst of his career too, velocity-wise.
Well,
imagine if he would have thrown it years ago.
I mean, my God, I know he was complaining about the balls in Milwaukee, right? But like, if there's a guy that you are afraid of right now, it is absolutely Chad Kuhl, because you were afraid of him beforehand, and now he's complaining about balls, and he looks
it could
better.
Go anywhere.
The control looks better now than it did before. But holy hell, does some balls escape him?
Nolan Arenado should have spaced a couple times.
Yes. That's probably what slowed him down in the field tonight.
I think he threw the ball at the backstop 3 times today.
I do believe that was about that. That's correct.
He was like Duke LaLoosh.
But you're right, and as pointed out in the chat, Andrew pointed out, like he has looked a lot better. He has been like, as far as walks, I know tonight he let one go to full count, let one get away. He was really pissed at 3 walks tonight, and I believe it was 2 walks or 1 walk the time before. I have a game log here. Okay, it was 1 walk the last game against Cleveland. So like he's looked better now. Again, he's had some balls that have really slipped out of his hand. And I guess maybe I just blame on lack of substance for Chad Kuhl. But he has looked like a much better pitcher right now. So I'm excited.
Yeah. He pitched great tonight.
He looks like a capable reliever.
I'll take that. Right now, I will take that.
I'd just throw him in the bullpen right now and try to get some trade value out of him.
All right, Tyler. What's your bad?
My bad. Right now, it's got to be Colin Moran. They went over it in the game, and tonight not included. I think he's hitting 188 in the month of June. Pretty much since he got back from injury. I think it's 54, some crazy WRC plus. And before this game, I believe he was at a 109 WRC plus on his season. That's how bad he's been.
Mm-hmm.
Which basically takes him back to being Colin Moran, the same one we've seen forever. And it just brings me to the point of how many times do we have to watch the Pirates be in the bottom third of Major League Baseball in first base play? There are so many guys out there that can just hit baseballs and be worth like 1 or 2 WAR. And the Pirates just seem to always have a guy that's like 0.5, 0.7. And Colin Moran is just another example of it. And in Jim's defense, I know he talked a lot earlier about his approach, and they talked about it at the game. he doesn't look like he's on time at all, which might have to do with a lot of the time off, but he has no pop right now. He's never on time, and it's hard to really get behind him when he's basically back to what he's always been.
Yeah, he's been bad. Yeah, no, he's been bad. Especially since he's coming back from that injury. So I you want to hope that that's what's causing him to be off, right? Because he started off the year looking so good, but then getting hurt, coming back, getting hurt, coming back. Yeah, he kind of has lost that rhythm that he had at the beginning of the year. And right now, yeah, he is not looking like the good option for first base. And there's really no other way to put it. He is he's well below average, when it comes to first baseman. And like you said, that's the one position on the field where you should be able to easily find somebody who can hit at least 20% better than league average, just by putting him out there.
Yeah. Like, you just pick your worst fielder that can hit. You have to have one in the minors that you can find. And somehow the Pirates I don't even know the last time they've really done it other than Josh Bell. For 1 year.
For that 2 months.
Basically, yeah. Maybe Adam LaRoche. And what was he worth? Like 0.7 WAR?
It's been a while. Yeah, man. Like,
Garrett
I don't have
Jones.
much to add there.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
Garrett Jones,
maybe.
I don't have much to add there. It's like I want to do the same thing. Like, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt because he came back from the injury, which was a pretty lengthy time off, and like got injured almost right away. Like it's never like he's never really got back into that rhythm. But at the same time, it's not as if he has like this history of being good. Like you go off history, like this has been Colin Moran. So I guess I still just want to be patient with him and just find out more information. I'm not writing him off yet. But to your point, Tyler, like, yes, this has always been the Pirates. Like, the easiest position to find offense in. Like, you can find a good offensive first baseman for very, very, very cheap. And the Pirates just seem to never have it. Ever. So, I don't know.
Then you got like the Rays that have these dudes that show up, mash 30 homers, put up 130, and then they just DFA them.
They just DFA them.
They're like, yeah, you're not worth $7 million. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Next.
Right, because we can get one for $4.7 million instead.
Right.
We're gonna save that 1.3 and never lose a beat. I mean, hell, they DFA'd Corey Dickerson.
Yeah. No, and I think we're getting to the point now where we just have to accept that this is maybe who Colin Moran is. I mean, he's 28 years old now.
No.
He still has yet to put up a season where he's been an above 1-win player. He has not put up a single 1-win season in his career, and he's 28.
It's a shame because I have his jersey.
Why? That's just why.
Because I thought it would be funny.
Never at any point was I like, I need a Colin Moran jersey.
Because everyone was whining about the Garrett Cole trade, and I just got annoyed. Also, I want to call Moran out of the draft. Little did I know his bat speed is dog shit.
Well, it's overall. Although he did beat the double play today, so I was gonna say his overall speed's dog shit too. But I mean, he's got some wheels on him apparently.
We
need to look and see, because that was one of my over-unders for Tyler was Colin Moran's sprint
speed. Yeah,
we got to do that soon. Halfway the season will be coming up soon.
Yeah,
we have to revisit those.
We gotta see where we're at with him.
All right, Jim, what's your bad?
I had it here. Oh, my bad is going back to my old buddy Jeff Hartlieb. I like to pick on him a lot.
God, he sucks.
But he is just simply not a major league pitcher. He comes in today with an 8-1 lead, and he just can't throw the ball over the plate. You're up by 7 runs, and it's the 8th inning. Just throw the ball over the plate, get 3 outs, so that we don't have to use David Bednar in an 8-1 game. Like, what's this guy doing? He just goes out there, can't find a plate. He now has 5 walks in 3 2/3 innings this year. He has a 12. He's walking over 12 batters per 9. 12 batters per 9. This is after last year he walked over 7 batters per 9. The dude just can't throw strikes. He really has there's no reason for him to be in a major league bullpen.
Imagine if this team was actually good and they had to waste Bednar because Jeff Hartley could not get a strike. He couldn't throw a strike. We would be losing our minds right now.
So that's my bad for the day. Everything was good today until Jeff Hartley came in, just had to ruin it.
Also, yeah, we would have been on this podcast 15 minutes earlier, and I'd be in bed 15 minutes earlier.
Yeah. Tyler would be in bed by now.
Yeah, easy.
Him and Fred.
Oh, he's sleeping now, I think.
Yeah, man. I mean, what can I say to that? I have a bad here. My bad is Mark Caboli. Because, the thing is, he's a football writer. He didn't stay in his lane. So as a football writer, like, why are you going to bring up anything that's outside of football relations, right? Like the Pirates, right? Who are bad. The same reason I bring up Steelers stuff. So you control, poke the bear, had some fun. So when Mark Caboli says out there that, the Pirates are in this losing streak, and during that time, Brian Hayes is only batting whatever it was at the time, the 240 or whatever, right? Because for one, batting average is what truly matters. And there's an article today as well that mentioned batting average. But as Jim pointed out, like, okay, great. But in this apparent slump, Brian Hayes has a 98 weighted runs created plus. Because much like Hudson Head and Hunter Head, whoever you want to say, right? You can have a high weighted run created plus. You can be better than average and still strike out a bunch and have a low weight average based on what you do. So yes, so Brian Hayes in this last week of Key Bully Hayes, he's batted 120. I'm sorry, not 120. He has a 120 weighted run created plus with his 250 average, and that doesn't count today. So today he went 2 for 5 as mentioned. For the season, he has a 140 weighted run created plus. So, yes, Mark Caboli, let's just keep pointing out random facts that mean nothing about Brian Hayes because you look like you belong to stick to football and not baseball, obviously. So that's my bad.
Fun fact about Mark Caboli. After he wrote an article one time about DeMarcus Ayers, who the Steelers drafted, and talked about his blazing speed and blah, 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 and he ran like a 4.3 something 40 at the combine. And that comment said, he ran a 4.71. He responded, sorry, my fat fingers got in the way. I misspoke. I'm like, no, you didn't. Like, those are completely different things. 4.3 and 4.7 are completely different. No, you're just dumb.
I mean, you tweeted out too a little bit later that if Hayes had enough at bats to qualify, he would be 15th in the league in weighted runs created plus.
Right.
So I don't know what these people are doing. Like, I think they're.
Exactly. And here's the thing.
Here's the thing. Yeah, that's
people
true.
are truly pissed at him, and I'm not. Yeah. I knew what it was. That's why initially when I tweeted at it, it's in fun. It is what it is. But I'm still gonna poke the bear right back at him too, because we know what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, I think I think at first he almost doesn't. Like, I think at first he actually didn't know what he's doing. To be honest with you. I think they don't know what they're talking about. But then once they find out that they're being wrong, they just keep doubling down just to, rile people up. So
that could be fair.
It is what it is. I mean, if you are watching this team and you don't think Brian Hayes is playing great baseball, then I don't really know what to tell you at this point. Like, you're just wrong. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you are just flat out incorrect, and I don't know what I can tell you because you're stupid.
Stupid head. All right, so there's
you
my
stupid
bad.
Idiot.
Tyler, let's hear your ugly now.
Ugly.
I don't want to do it because you guys already hashed it out on Starbucks, but I've got to do it because I didn't get to have my say.
Go ahead.
It's Derek Shelton's stupid starting
head.
pitcher management. Like, it's the reason they didn't sweep the damn Indians. And I tweeted about it and I texted you guys as well. there's different situations, and I know there's a lot on Twitter after the Anderson debacle where he gave up a 3-run blast. The guy that only walks and hits bombs, Randolph. And you guys complain because they pulled Brubaker, but now he leaves a guy in, and you're going to complain about that. Baseball is not in a vacuum. It's a situation by situation basis. Brubaker was dealing. This is a team that is bad. Everyone knows they're bad. That is a great spot to allow Brubaker to work through something. Hadn't been hit hard. It's a guy that really needs to find something that when he's in a spot, I got to be able to go to this pitch. I know I'm going to be able to get a ground ball or something like that. That's a good developmental spot. And he yanked him for a guy that shouldn't even be on any major league roster. Leaving Anderson in, I didn't hate. I mean, I won't lie. I won't bash him for it, but also looking back, probably not the greatest move because Anderson was starting to get barreled a good bit. But every single move he's made, he's not pushing the right buttons anymore. And I can't agree with Jim any more than when he said, I don't want this guy near a competitive team.
Yeah, I think we're kind of full in agreement there. Like we talked about this at length on Tuesday, and it was
that's why I didn't want to do it, but I had to.
No. I mean, you had to say your piece, but I 100% agree with you. It's just he's been bad. Like he's just been flat out bad at his job.
Like you can make wrong decisions and they work out, but every wrong decision he makes doesn't work out. And even when he makes the good ones, they don't work out because it's a bad team, which compounds everything. But he's not doing the right thing for the process either.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to go too deep because, like Jim said, we kind of hash it out here, and I feel like
I know. I listened to it.
We could just hijack this, and the rest of the show will be about picking apart Shelton. So okay. We'll move on. Jim, what's your ugly?
Ugly. Gregory Polanco.
What?
He drew 2 walks today, but for the month of June, he's now hitting 164. He's got a 209 on base percentage. He's slugging 279. 33 weighted runs created plus in June. I know the options are like super limited, but like at what point do you just say, you know what? Thank you for your service. You're designated for assignments. There's just we don't want to keep trotting you out here anymore. He's completely inept. I mean, I don't know what to say. Like he's just terrible. And it sucks to see because like the dude had just had so much potential and this is who he is. He's bad. He is a bad Major League Baseball player. He's not even a Major League Baseball player at this point. Like he honestly should just be in the minors, like hit cleanup for some AAA team and just rake and beat up.
I don't know if he do that
minor leaguers, but because he cannot play Major League Baseball anymore.
Oh. It sucks because I think everyone likes the guy, but
yeah,
he's never really been. He had 1 year where he was okay. We're just at a point where you're not taking at bats away from a guy that could be at the major league. Like if Swaggerty was ready and Polanco's still getting at bats, then I'd probably be very mad. He's taking at bats away from Kai Tom right now, but there's just no point.
And that's the thing. Like, I mean, he's not stealing playing time from someone who's like beating down the door and deserves it, right? But like, at what point you just have to say at some point here, like, you aren't good enough to be on this team anymore. I'm sorry, like, you gotta go.
Yeah. I don't have an argument with that, and I think that's where I've been. Like, for the people that are pounding on the door that he has to go, my rebuttal is, for what? You know, so
Yeah.
for who? Like, there's nothing here. He's not blocking
Yeah.
anyone. But for the people that are like saying like he has to stay here, like if he were to get DFA tomorrow, I would just, again, I'm completely indifferent. I would say, well, it's not as if he played himself on here. Like, I get it, but at the same time, I also get why he's still here, because it's not like someone's like giving him a reason to be DFA'd. He's just he's a lame duck right now. But I can't argue your point, Jim, because it is true. He has been bad. But like, you also have people like Kevin Newman on this team and Kai Tom on this team, you know? So it's like, he's not the problem, clearly. Like, there's still other problems. There's many problems on this team. He's one of them. So, yeah. I hear you.
It's I mean, and again, I don't know who you play instead of him, because it's not like anybody really deserves the playing time.
Right.
But
that's where I'm at. Like, it's a problem that you don't have a solution for. That's the way I word it. It's a problem that you don't have a solution for. So,
Yeah, he stinks. There's just nothing you can do.
yeah, I mean, he sucks. Like, he's terrible.
You just kind of got to ride it out until the trade deadline, and if you grab some fourth outfielder in the minors from some other team,
by that
that's
time,
the time.
you would hope and assume that Oliva is healthy enough, and you call him up, and that's probably when you make that move.
But yeah, you're at the point where you know he's not worth anything in a trade. You're gonna have to give up something to get rid of him.
No team is going to accept him onto their roster.
He's
not getting a rose.
I would bet. I would bet money that after this year, he does not make another major league team.
I mean, he's not getting a major league deal. I mean, he's going to be a minor league signee, invite to spring training type deal.
And on it,
I'll bet.
I don't know what it
money
is about him. I don't know if he will take that
in the future, just because of potential. And there's going to be a bad team like the Arizona Diamondbacks, you know, or whatever, that has an injury, and like, well, let's just give him a shot.
The dude has been a negative win player for 3 straight years.
I know.
He's bad.
I know.
He's awful. He's awful. I don't think no.
I'm just
saying,
this is
his last...
if I were to bet money, I would put it on that he would be in the major leagues at some point.
I would take that bet against you.
I think this is his last year of Major League Baseball.
I don't even think I don't know that he gets a minor league deal next year. I think he might just be done. Granted, I did enjoy him dancing around a couple games ago where whatever.
Yeah. No, I mean he had that big home run, like 3 days ago against Cleveland.
With the bat flip.
No, I mean, yeah, it was great,
the first game. It was the first game against the White Sox where they kept showing him running around the dugout.
That's right.
Like, he's a fun-loving guy, and you gotta like him, but he's just bad.
Yep.
He's a bad baseball player. He can't throw either.
3 years in a row where he's just been horrendous.
I mean, he's literally a graphic. Like, it's previous players. It's Kutch for the good, it's Pedro for the bad, and it's literally Gregory Polanco for our ugly. So, I mean, you know, I get it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right. Well, I guess I'll move on to my ugly. My ugly is going. I was thinking about Shelton, but I was also thinking about mixing it with this. But since Tyler had to take Shelton from us again, I'm going strictly straight with the bullpen. The bullpen is my ugly, and here's why I'm staying with the ugly. So the bullpen has, as we said, the bullpen isn't a great bullpen, especially as a lot of people early in the season were like, "Oh my God, we have a great bullpen." It's been an average bullpen. There's some nice pieces in it, right? But it's been an average bullpen. A strength to this bad team, maybe, but not good. But here's the thing. So baseball's cracking down on the sticky situation, right? Since then, we've seen a lot of players' RPMs drop. we've also seen. I mean, let's put it this way: like Rich Rod has been touched up a bit. Now you figure he wasn't going to sustain the type of success he's had, right? But like immediately, right, the threat of the suspension and we're cracking down on this, Rich Rod has looked human. Like other people have looked less than stellar. From the moment that it was announced that baseball was going to crack down, right? And you start seeing these drops. The Pirates bullpen ranks 28th with a 5.75 ERA, which doesn't count tonight, as Hartley walks in a guy by hit by pitch for an earned run. So they're 28th in baseball with a 5.75 ERA. Now I know it's short sample size, but for what was a strength of this bad team, right? One of the better situations has really been one of the worst right now. And again, I don't know if it's just short sample size. I don't know if it's just because Shelton's an idiot and doesn't know how to manage anything. Or if it really is just the fact that, you know what, they were cheating and they can't get away with it now. And they're not as good as what they were. So, yeah. Right now, the bullpen is my ugly. I'm not saying it's going to sustain this also for the rest of the year, but at this point in time, it's been pretty damn ugly. And it's something that also, as I mentioned with Chad Cool, it's something to keep an eye out for this bullpen now, how they handle that.
Yeah, I want to think it's more chalked up to small sample size. I mean, throughout the course of the year, they're pretty much league average, right? I mean, the bullpen ranks 14th, I think, in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
So they're an average bullpen. I think a lot of those numbers, maybe from the recent numbers, is skewed from like that Sam Howard game. Like there were a few,
but at the same time, Sam Howard
games.
Was a big proponent. I mean, you saw his numbers really tank.
I mean, you're seeing that across the board, though. It's not like it's just the Pirates bullpen. It's the Pirates aren't the only pitchers who you're seeing dips on spin rates. So, I don't think it's something where the Pirates bullpen is going to be affected more than any other bullpen. Like it should be pretty similar all across the board. So I'm going to go ahead and give them the benefit of the doubt there. They have been bad this last week or so. So they've been ugly. So they're deserving of the spot for sure. But I'm willing to chalk that up to a small sample size.
Yeah. You also throw in pulling your starting pitchers early. That kind of will screw your bullpen up a little bit.
Right.
And also, we're talking about a bullpen with a couple guys that, who the hell are these guys? And when you lose Sam Howard, you lose him. Yeah, he had the bad outing, but then we're stuck with Jeff Hartley. So
now, what I found funny, and actually, let me look it up right now. So a guy who has looked good though is Chris Stratton.
And he's a spin rate guy.
And Chris Stratton looked good the other night. And what I found funny was Chris Stratton's RPMs actually went up. They were up like 100 units last night, I believe. So that's interesting.
He probably figured out they don't check me in the 7th inning, so or 8th inning, whatever one he threw.
Right. Like he's at a 97 percentile in fastball spin and 98
every pitcher.
I don't have to go out there and take my pants off.
His stuff was down a little bit tonight, but not a lot. But yeah, if you look at his numbers, I mean, he's been a pretty good spin guy. That fastball's up there.
So can Tyler take it off the rails real quick?
Yes.
Sweet.
Go for it.
Am I the only one that's kind of annoyed by not Max Scherzer? He had a right to be annoyed by the pitchers making a big deal out of getting checked. Get over it. It takes 5 seconds of your time. Sergio Romo, can you not drop your pants? Get over it.
Well,
just put your arms out. Make sure you don't have anything on you. Go to the dugout.
No, you're right.
Don't be an asshole.
They and it's their fault, right? I mean, they're the ones who are cheating. So it's like, okay, so you're gonna now pitch this hissy fit because you were cheating, and now we're just making sure that you're not anymore.
Like they're
Like you mentioned,
half-ass chesting you.
Just do it. They're checking the glove, they're checking the hat, they're checking the belt, and then they're letting you move on. It takes 10 seconds, like you mentioned.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, so I get the pitchers were cheating and they brought on themselves and blah blah blah. I still think the whole thing was terrible. What Manfred has done and decision making on this was terrible. That's just my opinion. It is what it is. But regardless, like, it's not the ump's fault. You don't have to show up the ump. I mean, they're doing what they have to do. You have to just go ahead and do it. It just is what it is at this point in time. You can still hate the situation, but like, don't make a thing out of it. Again, it's
Like
not the umpire's fault. Now, the Scherzer situation, I totally love and good for him.
Honestly,
Screw
I'm
Girardi.
for that. I'm for that stuff happening. Like,
And that's
I
good
love
for
that.
baseball.
I mean, yeah, it is. I mean, how many people were talking about it, and like, how many people did it fire up? I think one of the good things about this is, sports. That you love to like have a villain, right? Like you want to have a guy that you can hate, and that was a situation where it was like, screw you, Girardi, I hate you, right? And that's good for the game. It's good for the game for everybody to come together and hate somebody.
Yeah.
What
Like-
the funny part
like-
is, if you were looking at that situation, like in a vacuum, you would probably think it would be Scherzer, the crazy. Like, he just looks like a crazy. He looks like oh god, now I lost his name. Gary Busey. Like, I mean, he's like a younger version, like Gary Busey on the mound there. You would think he would be the villain, but it's not. He's like the hero.
Right. Yeah. It's a good way
Granted,
to put it.
he was going to the hair a good bit, but either way, don't go to the foul line and act like an asshole. Just let him check your glove real quick. Like, I know there's been times like Angel Hernandez going out in the like tropical thunderstorm and checking a guy. Chill on that, but Sergio Romo and his dropping everything. Come on, man. And then I think it was Garrett Anderson that got impatient and started getting all pissy because they weren't checking him quick enough. Just get over it. The guy's warming up anyhow. Do you really need to get to the dugout that quick?
I will say
It's
it
like-
probably sucks for those pitchers who like get taken out mid inning because they
That
couldn't
part
get
sucks,
the job
yes.
done, and you're like, man, you just want to go into the dugout and just like not talk to anybody, and you gotta
Like Jeff
you gotta
Harley.
sit there. Yeah, right. You gotta sit there and have umpires check you for 5 seconds, but that's probably frustrating because you're already in a pretty bad mood. But yeah, it is what it is. Like, just it's gonna be part of the game from now on. And people saying that it's like it's not good for like pace of play. Like, it's done when there's no action. So like, this isn't slowing anything down.
It
Unless
slows
that
things
argument.
down when
have the
Joe
Girardi
Girardi
situation.
decides that he wants to be a
Right.
dick.
That's gonna be that's the only time. But like the routine checks aren't slowing the pace at all.
And that I agree with.
If they check you before the inning, I don't think they should be able to check you during an inning.
Yeah, right now I think they're only checking after inning.
I think you're right, but just check them before the inning. Who cares? So that we don't deal with managers being able to manipulate the game.
Bucko Mike says he's the villain. He's embraced the role
Always.
of being the villain.
No way. Not you, Bucko Mike. Yeah, so there's our good, bad, and ugly. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
I mean, it's 12:30.
I'm up. I don't know what you guys are all worried about. Who
I'm up,
sleeps?
too.
Burke.
How about I was at the Indianapolis Indians game last night.
Yes, tell us about that.
Yeah, go
Green.
ahead. I got to work at 9, so that's cool.
I wanted to Hunter Green, the Reds' #1 pitching prospect, was making his debut for AAA Louisville.
Is that the guy that used to hit?
facing- Yeah, he was kind of drafted as like a two-way player, but the Reds are just letting him pitch. He threw 104 in his last start, so I was like, I need to check this dude out. Didn't hit 104. 101 was the highest I saw, but he pretty much mowed down the Indianapolis Indians, which,
Shocking.
granted, didn't really seem too hard to do with the lineup that was there. but he made quick work of most everyone. Really nothing notable on the Indianapolis side. I mean, no one really did anything well. There are a few misplays in the field, but other than that, that was about it.
But what about
Is that not
Alfred?
like?
Huh?
So, but what about Alfred?
Anthony Alford looked like crap. All these people banging the drum for Anthony Alford. I don't know what you're thinking. Dude's still garbage.
Doesn't it kind of suck though when you go to a minor league game to watch like Pirates prospects and then look at them and be like, these guys stink?
Yeah, no, I mean, I go to the games to see the Indians, right? I go to see Indianapolis.
Yeah.
And yesterday I was like, there's really no one here worth seeing. I mean, Cole Tucker was there, Will Craig was there, Jared Oliver was there, but like for the most part, no one really all that exciting. So I kind of just went. I wanted to see 104, and I was a little disappointed I didn't get to see 104.
Jim only saw 101.
Only saw 101. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to go to the Scrappers games where they would play the Jamestown Jammers.
Mm-hmm.
Back when Harold Ramirez, R.I.P. He's not dead, but he's on another team, and he killed the Pirates. And who? Navoidis. What? Neverauskas, that guy.
Neverauskas.
He pitched, and I was like, this guy sucks. And somehow he made it. and there was also Elvis Escobar, little midget that somehow just slapped singles. And I walked away from that thinking, these guys blow. Why is everyone so excited about? Why is Pirates prospects talking about these guys?
And here we are.
I don't know. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, Harold Ramirez was a pretty decent prospect, I feel like. But
he looked like Jose Tabata.
I mean, Jose Tabata, he is tearing up for the
him back.
West Virginia Power. The guy does it all. He wins.
That's who
contests.
replaces Polanco. If that were to happen tomorrow, I would hold a parade. I'm for it.
If that were to happen tomorrow, I would take off work, drive to St. Louis, and go to the game. I would somehow make sure I buy like first row tickets in the right field. And I'd probably at some point jump the fence and give him a high five.
If that happened tomorrow, I'd get a neck lips tattoo.
I like it. Yeah, man. I absolutely want to see that. The Pirates need to sign Tabata. Bring him back. Bring him home, baby.
I mean, why not?
What do you have to lose?
Seriously. I mean, it's who do you want to see play? Kai Tom and Anthony Alford, or do you want to see Jose Tabata?
Learned that you're not going to get anything out of them. So do it for the fans. Just bring back Tabata. Who cares?
According to Colin Dunlap, he's a bad influence on the young dugout.
Oh my God. Well, that makes me want him even more. If Colin Dunlap thinks he doesn't belong there, then he belongs there.
What kind of bad influence would Jose Tabata give?
Oh, he would take Marte to
Oh,
strip
trust me,
clubs
I
or-
remember that tweet like it's nothing.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
it was mainly Marte, right?
Yep. And they didn't want him to be a bad influence on Polanco.
He could teach everyone how to milk a cow faster than anybody.
That's right.
Winning a cow milking contest in West Virginia is pretty impressive.
I'm not going to. I always was iffy on Tabata. He annoyed me. I watched a TikTok of him, just some kid swinging a bat across the street. And he walked over and became his coach. And I loved the guy after that. I think I might have sent it to someone.
That was
one
like
of you guys
2 years
maybe?
ago,
I
wasn't
think
it?
that was last year, yeah.
Was it last year then, maybe?
It was during quarantine, I think, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he had like blonde curls. What a guy.
I want him back.
He's probably like 39 by now.
He is 30,
In
like
real life.
32. He's
39.
32 years old.
He's 39.
As Tyler says, in real life.
I wonder how old the baby that his ex-wife stole was, or is now. That kid's probably like 10 now.
Wasn't say it's got to be right. 21.
Oh,
Who had
10
who
years
had
old.
the crazier wife? Jose Tabata
Chris
or
Benson
Chris
still.
Benson?
Still Chris
Benson.
Absolutely Chris Benson. Hands
Yeah.
down. No argument.
John Jaso.
I mean, she never abducted a child though, and like tried claiming it as her own.
Yeah, but she also said that she would sleep with everyone on the team if
She
he
never
cheated
tried
on
to
her.
kill anybody. Like thrice.
Oh man.
All
She
right.
was also like
We-
40 something, wasn't she?
We need some
Yeah.
more Pirates.
What a
wives
guy.
Drama is what
Yeah,
we need.
you ask how old is the baby? How old is she right now? She's got to be what, 50?
Damn.
Anna Benson,
Not Anna.
No.
Tabata.
Jose.
Tabata's wife. I
She
don't
was
know.
old.
She was in her
she's probably-
40s.
I mean, she went to like prison. Like she went to jail.
Yeah, she was in her 40s
Yeah,
when she
but-
stole the baby.
Not like trying to kill people. Like she wasn't on Unsolved Mysteries, you know, or whatever.
No, but like she might still be in jail. I mean, she legit like abducted a child. Like,
And then tried to say it was Jose's child.
Oh,
God, I love my life.
oh man.
all right.
That's what I do. 12:34
It's always
on a
good to wrap
Thursday.
this up on a
I
good
talk
note.
about Jose Tabata,
Talking about Anna Benson,
ex-wife abducting someone.
right? Okay.
We should
we'll get out of
do
here.
like like celebrity death match. Do like a celebrity death match of Jose Tabata's wife and Anna Benson.
And John Jaso's ex-wife, who I'm Facebook friends with.
There we go.
So she's hot.
I mean,
Also
just,
recently
I
married again.
quote, sometime around July 19, 2012, Chris served Anna with divorce papers. She was arrested on July 8, 2013, after allegedly threatening Chris at his home with a gun and a metal baton while wearing a bulletproof vest. She was charged with assault and criminal trespassing. She pleaded guilty to aggravated assault and weapons charges on November 5th, 2013, and was sentenced to 15 years probation. On August
Probation.
2016, Benson was arrested again after she illegally trespassed at a home in Mableton and stole mail in April that year. While in jail, she was scheduled to appear at a probation hearing in Cobb Superior Court in Marietta, but did not show up. Attorneys, the judge signed a consent decree allowing Benson to apply to mental health court.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it's Anna.
No. Yeah.
It's Anna.
Hmm.
She also said she would sleep with the entire Mets roster if she found out Chris cheated on her.
I mean, this was the light stuff. This was after. I mean, again, in '96, Anna Benson was charged with murder.
Or Chris. She wasn't really that pretty.
No.
I mean, she was charged with murder, and then flew away in a stolen vehicle.
Hey, good for her. She made it on a couple of like Sports Illustrated magazines and stuff like that.
I didn't know about she was being charged with murder.
I didn't know that either, actually.
Yeah.
Good for
In
her.
'96, she was charged with murder when 18-year-old Michael Evans was executed in her Tennessee apartment. Police
Oh.
found Benson's apartment covered in satanic anti-police graffiti, but Benson and her boyfriend already fled in a stolen vehicle. A national manhunt for the suspects was featured on America's Most Wanted. Witnesses said Warren told her then boyfriend to get rid of Evans. The murder charges were eventually dropped, prompting victim's father to state that she got away with murder. I don't know how she can live with herself knowing she conspired to kill my son.
So how many drugs is this lady on?
So again, like it's not even it's asking who's the better outfielder, Andrew McCutchen or Anthony Alford. In this situation, Anna Benson is Andrew McCutchen.
All right. She wins.
Yeah,
Oh.
We'll come up with a new one.
All
We'll
Tabata's
have
girl
one
did
coming
was
for you
steal a
next week.
baby.
yeah, stealing a baby is pretty big too, but murder, executing somebody with satanic blood, signs everywhere.
She was
That's
on
intense.
America's Most Wanted. And this
Yeah,
was
that's
just the
intense.
first time. This is the first incident.
We'll find
All
a
right.
new one for you next week.
For the 8th time, we're out of here. We'll catch you
Yeah.
guys later. Bye-bye.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Later, guys.